It is perhaps astonishing and amazing that Netflix continues to crank out major hits, hit after hit after hit. The latest such is One Piece. It is perhaps one of the biggest shows out there right now, and while you may think that it's big news that it's getting a season 2, we're here to tell you, cancel that. It looks like 12. Netflix has a winner again, folks, and we hope this video is going to be a winner as well. It is your old pal Pro, WDW Pro, and we are here to explain entertainment and keep you ahead of the culture curve. Today we are doing so by going to Forbes and Paul Tassi, who says, forget season 2, Netflix's One Piece is mapping out 6 seasons, hoping for 12. Here's what we've got. While One Piece has not been renewed for season 2 yet, and how funny is that, just as soon as this article came out, that was updated, and that came out during the Pro Show live yesterday. Always news breaking during that show. That has not stopped its producers, Marty Adelstein and Becky Clements, from going on a press tour talking about what's actually a 6 to 12-year plan for the show. 12-year plan. They imply that based on conversations they've had with Netflix and creator Eiichiro Oda, season 2 is essentially a done deal, and they're just working out the fine print. But a new interview with Deadline, they talk about their full plan for One Piece. When asked if they have hope for a season 2, they said, we have hopes for 12 seasons. There's so much material. Okay, but what's the actual plan? Everything we do is in concert with Netflix. And they are part of the conversation, talking about the manga publishers as well. We've definitely had more thorough conversations about what we would do with season 2 should we have the opportunity, and then less extensive conversations about where we would go for season 3 to 6. Now, this is big news again because Netflix continues to churn out hits. And you know what? Netflix also is getting major runs out of these hits. Think about how long Stranger Things has been drawing in massive viewership. We'll see if they can do the same thing with Wednesday. But already, my gosh, 12 years of One Piece? Well, it's a big enough hit now that we need to take it seriously. How big of a hit is it? Well, let's turn this over now to Valiant Renegade, who has just binge-watched the entire One Piece. And let's see what he has to say. Valiant, go ahead.
Thanks, Pro. I don't often get into new shows these days, but One Piece is certainly an exception to that rule. Most of the stuff that I tend to watch is pretty non-committal. I can watch things like Forged in Fire on Netflix, which is an ongoing new show, but it's a game show. Every episode is separate. Every episode is just 4 new guys coming into a forge, trying to make the best knife or sword to win the $10,000. It's a fun show. It's easy to watch. But when you get into the bigger shows, the things that you really have to commit to, things like Ahsoka in Star Wars right now, or anything on Star Wars or Marvel on Disney Plus, has gotten so boring for me, I've become dismayed to even try to watch new content. And God knows the live-action adaptations for anime have been, well, awful. I mean, you have things like Cowboy Bebop, which I never watched the anime of, but heard the show was so bad that I tried to watch it to see how bad it was. I got bored rather quickly. And then there was Death Note, which was a terrible adaptation of the anime and manga. Now, my oldest daughter, who's 18, is a huge anime fan. Now, she never actually got into One Piece because, well, there's about 1,100 episodes now, and it's just too much to keep up with. But strangely enough, I was the one that has been all week long begging her to go watch this live adaptation of One Piece because it's been fantastic. The writing is wonderful. The characters are wonderful. I didn't know anything about this anime or manga coming into it. Well, I knew a little bit. I knew it was something to do with pirates, but I gave it a chance after seeing so many ardent critics out there really loving it, and I'm so glad that I did. The actors in the show are just top-notch. I was blown away by the performances. Yes, it's a little zany and campy, but then again, it's meant to be. That's part of the charm of the manga and the anime. But the cinematography in this show is just beautiful in many cases. This is a very well-done show top to bottom. The characters all have their own space. They all have their own very distinct personalities. And the show, it's just fun. It's just pure, bonkers insanity. It's just a blast to watch. And I could not believe getting home one evening earlier this week, finally saying, you know what, let me turn this show on and see what all the fuss is about. 8 hours later, I had consumed the entire first season. I couldn't turn the damn thing off. It was just that good. The fight scenes and the choreography were just amazing. And yes, they're a little off the wall. And sure, it defies the laws of physics in most cases. But again, that's the style. You have to know what you're going in with. You have to know what to expect. But one of the things I found most amazing with this show is that the creators, the directors, the writers, everybody involved in this really seems to have found a perfect balance between the zaniness and the off-the-wall stuff that you get from the anime, and then making it believable enough in live action. That's a hard thing to do. But one of the things that's great about it is that it goes to prove that you can make a live action adaptation of an anime product, provided that you do it right, provided that you stay faithful to the source material and you don't try to muck up the works. I would recommend everybody go watch One Piece. It is just an absolute thrill ride from start to finish, and I can't wait for season 2.
Thank you, Valiant. And folks, just take a look at that. We often are accused of being negative when we're talking about Disney, but not so. We would like for Disney to get back to the kind of quality that we're watching happen with shows like One Piece, shows like Wednesday, shows like Stranger Things, shows like Squid Game. Shall we continue? Yes, I know some of you out there are fans of Ahsoka. Some of you are not. Some of you were fans of the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. Some of you were not. But there really is no consistent winner over there at Disney, and they certainly have not generated a cycle of success for their streaming platform. The kind of hits and success that they saw at the box office for decades has not been emulated in the streaming domain quite yet. Netflix, though, is doing it in spades, and we shall see what happens as One Piece goes forward, continuing to rack up views and rack up fans. Those fans, of course, turn into repeat viewers. We'll also be very interested in the future to cover the viewership, but also we'll be interested to cover the budgets. We want to find out how much is Netflix spending on this as we go forward. What's their return on investment? And we will find out, are they investing well into even more shows that could be animes turned into live action? We've got a great viewer out there who often sends in super chats on the live streams. And so, Jack, if you're listening, we're very excited about this. We hope you are too. Anime coming into live action form. It may be a sign that Hollywood is turning to Japan and other locations around the world to find franchises that have not yet been fully damaged, such as our franchises here in the West. What were they damaged by? Well, of course, postmodernism, neo-Marxism, and the rest. All right, folks, well, that's the show for today. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, and when you click it, you stick it to the algorithms. It's the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Tell us what you think. Have you seen One Piece? Do you love it? Do you hate it? And are you excited about the idea of having, oh my gosh, 12 entire seasons? We'd love to know your thoughts on this as well. Also, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that the Pro Show is live every Thursday, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and we've launched a brand new baby channel. It's called That Park Place. Of course, we have the website, thatparkplace.com, but we also have the YouTube channel, which is That Park Place, and it's just launched to magnificent success. Congratulations to Jonas, Vash, and everybody else who is participating in that. We've got the link down in the description for this video if you'd like to go check out That Park Place, the YouTube channel. They've got a video out daily running you through the biggest entertainment news and running it through a way that is not corporate mainstream media narrative. No, just telling the truth. We think telling the truth might be just the ticket to gaining viewers and to being highly successful. Who would have ever thought? How about that, folks? Telling the truth is something now that is outside the mainstream and novel, perhaps. Well, one thing that we hope is not novel is if you've watched this channel very often, you know what we say. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
This is Wilton the Troll reporting for That's Park Place, and I'm surrounded by loving and adoring people who are peacefully trying to make sure that poor kids aren't cold in the winter. And just behind me, you can see a totally natural bonfire for baking cookies or making marshmallows.
Yeah, so, Wilson, we really appreciate the effort and stuff, but we're looking for real and, accurate news reporting on that park place.
So not like most news outlets, huh?
No.